Hi everyone, you're watching Jana FX. In this video, I'll make technical analysis for the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important levels, and possible entry points. So this week was a really nice and profitable week. I actually sent you some screenshots on Friday because we had news with US dollar, and I thought I will give you a little bit of the view of what I'm doing and where my orders are. So I have my Telegram channel, which you can see right now. It's absolutely free, guys, and from time to time I do send my screenshots there, and that's what they look like. Just want to quickly show you. It's actually, like I'm saying, I'm placing the orders with my EA. I have pending order. It's a buy stop and sell stop. As you can see, I have been placing in both directions, some pairs, and these are the setups for main pairs and setup for gold. Which I use with my brokers. You see, I have a little bit extra number in there, and so that's what it was. That's how it looks like, and all those trades closed with profit 100%. Every single trade was closed 100%, except actually some pairs I still have open trades, so I left them, and because it was done by the EA, I gave you some suggestions if you didn't have an EA where you could close half positions and move your stop losses into profitable, either break even or with the small profits. So if the market would have turned around, you had nothing to lose, you would have walked away with small profits. So that's all worked out very well this week. So guys, now let's talk about what to expect this week and where I would look possible entry points. As you know, I don't trade full time at this moment, and I'm just placing the orders from time to time with the yen, just walk away and see what happens. So euro dollar, as you can see, guys, there are lots of levels here. I'm just going to explain to you. So what we're going to look at, a little bit of ideas where I think the market is, and where, of course, to look for possible entry points. On the daily chart, as you can see, we're still a little bit in the uptrend, right? So we have the bottom, previous one, the new one is created slightly higher than the previous one. Actually was a wedge, and the pair come out from the wedge, but with the news it's turned the direction again. So on one side, you see that was the wedge which was broken, and at the same time, as you can see, guys, here we have the previous top higher than a new one which is formed now, and so that does it give a little bit of us a bearish sign for me anyway, right? So it does look a little bit we might be changing the direction. So like you see, with the situation right now, uncertainty with COVID again, anything can be happening. So you see on 4-hour chart, it's even more looking like bearish, right? Because we see here that's creation of the top. So you see, that's where it was original previous week, where I said to you I'll be placing orders. I had some actually trades also. I was buying here and had a small trade. You see where it went up here. I told you it will consolidate around here, looking for the next possible entry points. I had another sell here, and it stopped a little bit lower when I was expecting a bit more here, high, but it was done lower. You see, created us a little bit consolidation, another top, and it was lower than this one. You see, it's broke the bottom, where I told you also on the daily chart, as you can see, it has a wick and it's closed it, covered it, let's say it that way, you see, and got even lower. And now, even with the news, it still went up but didn't go higher the previous stop. So that's why, guys, with the opening of the market, it will be visible if that was just a reaction on the news, and so pair might just sit here, give us some consolidation, and actually continue the way down, okay? And if it was actually reaction on the news with the continuation, then of course again it might have a bit of consolidation again and go up again. But again, we still have this previous stop. It still might go up and stop here somewhere and then still turn around. So then we will see. So where will be looking my possible entry points? So you see, at this moment I see euro is a little bit bearish, okay? So that I see here a little bit bearish tendency at this moment, and if it will give a little bit nicer consolidation here, then I will be placing my orders. Like I'm saying, again, possible directions, it can go either up, and at the same time it might continue the way down, but it might stuck in this area. You see, it might start to sit in here, and I wouldn't be surprised because of a bit of that uncertainty. Then that would be a nice possible entry point. This would be actually perfect one. So if it will just sit in here, and so I will be placing my orders once again by pending order here, because it might go up still to this area and then stop here, and then next, if it will start to break out, then we know it's not bearish anymore. If it will start to go back down, then I would be more looking at the bearish and then going down and possibly even further down, okay? At the same time, so here, if it will sit in here, like I'm saying, it might go a little bit higher and then go back in again, sit, and then break this area and go down, could be stopped again somewhere, the previous bottom, or actually try to break it, and then we will see. So you see my idea, looking at this first, if no possibilities, then we will see from here if it will sit in this area, or if it's actually going to go up and get and will start to sit somewhere around here, then I will be looking for possible entry points. At this moment, it's a waiting time. Pretty much for many pairs, it's going to be waiting time. You obviously understand that my that trade from here, it's already closed down with the profits. I don't have open trades with euro dollar. The same with pound dollar. That where I send you a screenshot. That was a buy here and a nice trade. Actually, it's created double bottom, but for example, I didn't want to go for this because I was expecting this news and I didn't know if the news on Friday could have actually changed and then PM could have not go up, they could have go down instead. But like I was telling you last week, I was expecting pound sitting in this flat channel, and it's exactly what's happened. You see, first I warned you that it might try to break out, and it was trying to, right? So that's why I said, well, I wouldn't sell just yet here. If you sell here and you place your stop loss, it would have been hit, and it's exactly what happened. You see, it went up and down, so here you could have sell after, so you see, came back, then you could place your order sell, and you could have put your stop above the previous stop. So that's some of the possibilities of trading it, okay? So when it's in a flat, so exactly when it was here, started to consolidate here, where you could have placed the orders, but because of the news, I waited a little bit longer, and then I could place my orders right here. So, and we got another profitable trade. So right now, you see, if we will be looking kind of like not flat, we can see that this top obviously higher, and this top's a little bit lower, like, okay, and the bottoms are also slightly lower than the previous ones and even those ones. So you see, it's pretty much like breaking out, and it does look like a little bit tendency of going down, but you see when it's jumped up back, it's higher than the previous bottom and stopped somewhere here. So it's a little bit of tendency of the downtrend, okay? So it does look a little bit bearish to me, right? So if I would look at like this, I'm not going to draw any levels, but it does look a little bit going down. With all this uncertainty with COVID, that's why I was telling you, need to see and listen to watch the news, what they're saying there. And we still have, it's only 1 week in June, we still have this next week, right? And I think it would be a bit closer look that it might try to break out, because they will be given a little bit more maybe about are they going to open completely or they're not. So obviously it's not going to be certain until actually it will come to those dates, but the little bit of clues could be. And so at this moment, let's see, I wouldn't go for any trades because it's like in the middle of nowhere, even with the tendency of going down, right? But we still have the strong move up, and this could be a possible reaction which could still continue with this week. You see, it might have just a bit of correction of this uptrend, and then from that it might still jump up and break this level again and try to go higher above the stops, and then we will see if it will try to, you see, go back higher above the stop, maybe then go back, not breaking this, then I would be more looking at it started to go into the uptrend, okay guys? So that's why at this moment I would just wait for it, and we will see what to do next. So you see, because we still have this uptrend channel, and it's still, I mean, the bigger one, even inside we have flat, but it is a uptrend channel after all. So that's why it might go a little bit down again and try to still go back up. So we will see how the market opens and what the reaction after this news, post-news reaction would be. Okay, because at this moment you see people are treating it as a flat, and they were selling from here even it didn't touch 42. It's definitely stuck between 142 and 141 plus minus. You see they're trying to have those false breakouts, but it's still treating it as a flat. And like I'm saying, next week it could be again flat, or maybe more clues, and then it will finally have a bit of a move. Dollar Canadian also, you see at this moment, waiting time to see where it's going to happen. It didn't jump out from the wedge. It tried to break out, as you can see, guys, come back again. I actually had also orders. I was trading it a little bit, and also was selling here with the Friday. So we can see, I mean, again, this week, at this moment, you see, I try to draw a little bit of the uptrend, a change in direction, because we do have, again, bottom, well, this one slightly lower, higher, tops, higher, and here, it can possibly even go down here and still not breaking it, or maybe stay in here, and I would see it more towards going up, okay? So if it will do something like that, so it might stuck in this area, and then from here, it might actually try to break up and continue the way up. That's what technically is looking right now at this moment. Technically looking dollar a little bit more bullish, even though the news were not good, but technically that's what it shows, guys. So that's why I'm saying it might be reaction on the news, and then with the opening of the market, with like, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday maybe, then it will show us what it's going to do. If it will continue the way down, we'll be trying to break the bottoms, and then we would know that it will continue downtrend, or it might be just was a bit of a reaction, and then it's going to turn around. So we will see. At this moment, as you can see, for me it's nothing, it just stopped here, but like I'm saying, the point is, even with the news, it wasn't a strong move, and it didn't break the previous bottom, but it stopped above it, and that's why it gives me a little bit more ideas that it might turn around. So, but no entry points at this moment, to just wait. Dollar yen, same situation. You see from here, it jumped down, is expected, right? Didn't go too further again. I had actually entry point also here, because you see it started to sit in a nice area. On a smaller time frame, you can see it's a very good was accumulation, and I had a buy, and then I was selling from here. So, and on a bigger time frame, we can have a look. We're still inside a possible downtrend channel. Try to break out, but stays in it. At the same time, you see also it's still looking like an up trend, a little bit bullish. So that's why it still might continue the way up, okay, and give us finally the top, but still not going down just yet. So on the smaller time frames, pretty much also 50-50 is uncertainty, because it does look like a double top at the same time. On the other hand, this stopped above the previous bottom. You see, it didn't even break it, okay? So that's why I don't know. We will see. There is no entry point for me at this moment. I need to wait for it. If it will start to consolidate here, maybe it will have a correction of this. So wait for any pattern. Maybe it will continue actually way down. Like I'm saying, reaction on the news, it might continue still and consolidate at this level, maybe slightly lower, and then I will see what to do. But at this moment, I will just wait. Australian dollar, same kind of situation, was here, jumped up, didn't go further, then came back. So again, was really nice entry point. That's the actually pair still, I still have an open trade with it. So I mean, it's still, I have already made profit on it, and I in profitable trade at this moment. So of course, like I'm saying, I didn't close it because possibility that it might continue the way up because of this reaction on the news, but I will not exclude that it might from here, like I'm saying, go a little bit further, or actually started to go down for correction, okay? So we will see. But at this moment, you see, guys, it's still the tendency, the downtrend, the bearish, just as I was telling you from the previous week, it was looking bearish, and it's still looking bearish. Like I'm saying, from here, what I can expect, it might go slightly here. So my possible entry points would be, if it will go a little bit up and started to consolidate, then I will be placing new orders once again. I can place buy pending order from here, and at the same time sell pending order from here. So it might go back down and stop by this area. So it might stuck in this area, and this could be a perfect possible entry point if it will not break down or up for a good move, so either up or down once again, even though yes, it does look a bit bearish, because look, guys, on the daily chart, on the bigger time frames, that's why I'm showing you the bigger time frames, because you need to analyze the whole picture, and expectation, it still looks uptrend, because the bottom, right, and this one is still higher the previous bottom, but at the same time, you see, it does look like a very big possible triangle creation, and so that's why I don't exclude if there is from here. It might just stuck in here, right, and maybe a little bit lower once again to go a little bit more down and give us another bottom just like it's here. We see I don't connect them yet because I still have this trend channel level, and so you see from here it might still sit and then go and give us another top like this one too, and might be third top, or maybe it will be started to break out, right, or maybe it'll give us a top, and then from here it will start to go down, because we do have a bit of the tendency of the downtrend, but at the same time we still have the tendency of uptrend, which is stopped by this a little bit of the lower top. So, and it doesn't let it to you know, to put into the uptrend. I mean, it's complicated this moment. At the same time, this area, it looks like flat. Okay, yeah, okay, jump out, but going back, jump down in the same flat area, up in the same flat area, down a bit in the same flat area. So that, like I'm saying, it's not excluding that it might just sit in here, and then this would be a culmination, okay, at some point, this. So, but there are some opportunities, you see, we had this week, again, we got some profits, and we will see for the next ones. But that's just the main pictures, what I see technically, what it looks like to me. Pound yen, the same picture, is looking uptrend channel, we're still in it, but at the same time, we're going into a correction of the downtrend, right? Inside this big uptrend. So you see on the 4-hour chart, just like I was telling you last week, we stopped here, huge move, but I said to you, well, it does look like it should go down because of all of these things, but I didn't want to place like the order. I was telling you I didn't want to place like sell order because I was a little bit concerned that looked like a bullish flag to me, okay? So a little bit of looking like a bullish, so I said it might go a little bit higher, and then from here and possibly going down. So it did quite a move as expected, went down. I didn't have any trades, except it was possible to place a trade here, and but I just, you see, I don't trade every day these days, and at this moment, as you can see, it started to go into also a little bit of a triangle by the look of it. It's looking like, well, it's like just a normal situation, went up, goes for correction, you see now it's higher, low, because from here they're not sure, because from here they could have maybe expect to go more up if coronavirus situation improves, but uncertainty gives. So from here, if it will give a little bit of consolidation maybe on a smaller time frame, then possible to place the orders, because you see guys, from here, if it will sit, and then it can move just up there and started to consolidate in here, and like, okay, if technically looking, I will be looking more for it to go down at that point, it could be nice. It can obviously stop here and a little bit stuck and then continue. But I'm saying I think you need to watch the news, listen what they're talking about. And at the same time, so in here it might have a bit of consolidation and break that level and actually go down further. Might be stopped a little bit with the previous bottom, have a bit of a correction. If it's not going back in, then I would see it might continue the way down. So you see, that's why this would be my first possible area. From here, wherever it gives me opportunity or not, if it will go up here, then that would be the area. If it will just go down or wherever, somewhere in the middle, then it would be next possible entry point, okay? So that's my view. Euro pound, I wouldn't really touch at this moment, but just as expected. You see from here, it jumped up, then jumped back down, but the tendency is slightly the downtrend also, but because it's uncertain for actually both pairs, we can see it's not breaking out this level, but looking, you see the lower, not doing anything, but just slightly lower, trying to break out. So quite possible view at this moment that they should go continue the way down, okay? So that's what it looks like at this moment. Any positive news for pound, obviously, it will do so. Any not positive, it will probably go back up. But at this moment, if nothing, I wouldn't be surprised if it will just like stuck into this area, okay? So it might just sit in here a little bit and then go into this, like narrower and narrower, and then have its move either go up or move down based on wherever the news are going to be there. So that's why for me it will be waiting time. Gold, perfect trades I had this week, and the one I sent to you was here, right, at buy order. And also gold is, I'm still inside the trade because you see from that it might continue the way up. It started to give us already here a little pattern, which usually happens after big movements, and I don't exclude this look a little bit more like a bullish one, so I don't exclude it might continue the way up, so give me a little bit more profit possibly. At the same time, of course, it might break down this area. So you see guys, the possible entry point, if it will stay in here, then it's possible to place buy pending order and sell pending order. Of course, if it will go up, it might be stopped by this level, okay? And then from here we will see if it will start to consolidate, and then possible entry points, and it can go actually back down more and stuck in this area before it will decide to go either up or down. So you see there is like really nice possible entry points with gold. And now the main picture, what I think at this moment where it's going. You see guys, on a daily time frame, Last week we've been staying here, and I was telling you, with all of this news, it does look like it quite possibly can continue the way up. But this, the previous stops is quite strong area also, 19, and we didn't have any correction. I have told you guys, we've been going up for so long. I didn't have a good correction, which I was expecting and waiting for, and it's happened. You see, actually happened this week, a really huge move down, and so you see on the bigger time frame, it does look like we're still in an uptrend. Okay, it had a correction. It didn't go any further. It stopped here. But to be honest, I don't like it because there is no bottom. It didn't create us a bottom. Okay, it does look like a top, but it doesn't look like a bottom. And actually, as you can see, the top, if it is a top, it's created below, right, the previous one. So, and I would say for a bit stronger, for me, how I would have wait for a bigger picture. See, on the smaller ones, you know where I would look for the possible entry points. It's easy. But for the bigger picture, for example, I would expect this, if it's not going and do anything, or maybe it will go and do anything. So from here, right, either up or down. But from here, if it goes down and gives us more of something in here, like gives us a little bit more of the bottom, and doesn't break down, then if it will consolidate more, then I would say that from here it should then go up and smash this top and finally go in higher. Well, and then who knows where it would want to stop next. But for that, like you see, like I would be expecting a little bit of give here, a little bit more of the bottom, but I don't see any bottom here at this moment. So that's why that could possibly just like, continue the way up, because it's gold, it can do things like that, but I would see it more doing this. So, and on the other hand, if it will actually stay here a little bit and try to, I don't know, maybe it will go down here and give us another top or something and go, and then try to break out, then I would see it more like going into a bearish, okay? So that's why you see at this moment, it's uncertainty again, except on a smaller time frame, you see it's a little bit bearish, okay? So it's a little bit bearish because the top is created the top this week, right? And so it does look like a double top. And then I said it was another attempt trying to break out this 19. It's broken, but it didn't go further. It's just like, touch it, played with it. And next top did exactly the same. So it didn't break it. And I see that's why we had a really nice and massive drop, which was a nice trade for me also. But with the news, this American news, you see they put it back, and so okay, we will. That's what I'm saying. If this technically, if it's just reaction on the news, technically I would say we will sit here or a little bit higher and here something, and it still will be looking more. We should go down. Okay, so that would be my main view if it's just a reaction on the news, because it does look like the dollar gets a little bit stronger at this point. Now you see it's turning here, it was nothing, just messy going, but now we have these stops, so because of that, I think in my opinion it should continue the way down, and then here would be a little bit more of sitting or doing something and showing us a little bit more other directions. So we will see, but like I'm saying, it's gold, it might still go in here and then just jump up again. And with all the situations happening in the world, anything can happen. So that's why the first possible entry point would be here. I'm waiting for it. For the opening of the market, of course. Okay, so that's pretty much my views. Now we're going to look with oil, guys. You see, it's had a little bit of move up again, but which I told you about, because the uptrend channel, and it's moving in like very border. We wait even for oil. Okay, it's broke a bit and came back, but it didn't, you see, create a stop and came back. It created a higher top than the previous, but still could be double top. Okay, so I still see that the possibility of the double top, and this could still be turning around. Like I'm saying, I'm not watching it, I'm not trading it, I'm not sure why is it going up. I mean, of course, yes, at some point the situation gets better with COVID, more travels happening, but at the same time it's still not 100% improved, isn't it? Even in the UK, you see they are talking about that might not be opening completely in June as they were hoping to. So that's why it's I don't see a possible entry point at this moment. It's just like you see slightly, going up and up. I mean, still higher and higher, not giving anything to me, to be honest. I mean, I would still rather buy it if it goes down, then buy it, and like buy here, and then if it's going to have a drop. I think it's a little bit risky to buy at this point because it's a bit too high, in my opinion. So that's why I would rather wait for it to have this correction or going down first. I mean, of course, it might not go like a lot down. Who knows? It might be just go a little bit down and then see if it will start to create like another bottom, which could be higher than the previous, and then maybe to look to buy it again. So, but I think it needs like a little bit deeper correction than it was like here, just a little bit, and still continue the way up. So Bitcoin, as you can see, guys, it started to sit right on top of the support level I created here. Just as expected, it jumped up a little bit. It's still not all the way to the previous, like that bottom right at the top, that level. It still sits in here, a little bit more narrow though. And you see from here, now it's definitely not double bottom. And it's still more looking, well, I mean, it's like symmetrical triangle. You see, the point is it can go both directions. But I still see it a little bit more bearish, because we still have those weeks, and at this moment there is nothing in the news, let's say it that way. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if it might, like I told you, it might still go up in here, like right, cover it, and then try to break out, because it still has this weeks. But it's at this moment, I mean, on here on the 4-hour chart, it's going a little bit down, and so yeah, it can break and continue the way. I mean, it's possible to, like I'm saying, to wait, place the orders, like sell here, wait for it, if it goes up here a bit more, and then use that place as a buy orders, just in case if it will actually have a jump. But I don't see anything at this moment, so it's still looking to me a little bit more bearish than the bullish. And because you still have, you see the stop is lower. I mean, okay, bottom here is high, but it still looks a little bit like that. So at this moment it's clear the uncertainty, so that's why nothing showing of the turning around to me technically. That's why it just I think it's going to break this and still trying to close it, even though, like, if you look at it, yeah, okay, this bottom is creating slightly higher than this one, and so yes, it can go up. I mean, like I'm saying, if there will be something on the news, but at this moment there is nothing on the news, and so technically looking, it can break any direction, you see, but still looking a little bit more down, because like I'm saying, there is still those wicks, and it kind of looking like just a little bit bearish to me. So that's pretty much it, guys, like a little bit of my ideas at this moment, what I think. So if you like the video, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe. Happy trading, everyone, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.